Hi, and welcome back to Three and Out with Chris Spielman. I'm Mike O'Hara, and once again brought to you, as always, by the good folks of Comerica. And Chris Spielman, 31-24 loss on Sunday to the Green Bay Packers. And maybe you're looking for some solace or some comparison to make feel good about the way the Detroit Lions played. But at least it was better than the Week 2 42-21 loss at Green Bay. I thought the Lions competed in this game. I thought they tried. The better team won, and the better team played better. Is that just pie in the sky?
No, I think there's something to be said about that. And what do we talk about being a professional, right? I was in Cincinnati yesterday for an early game. I was able to get home and watch the second half. And I was just looking at the energy and the willingness to compete and not quit. And even when, Chase Daniel comes in later in the game after Matthew goes out and hits Marvin Jones, these guys are fighting to make a play. He had an unfortunate holding call on Chase Daniel touchdown run, but that's what it is. But at least they're showing the fight, and maybe something they didn't have on a consistent basis early in the year. But these guys are doing the best that they can with all they have. And, sometimes it's not good enough. And the Green Bay Packers make a lot of teams do that.
And Chris Spielman, before we go 3 and out with the plays, the overriding issue probably of that game was the injury to Matthew Stafford. He went out late in the game with a rib injury on the Lions' last touchdown drive. How concerned, if you're the Detroit Lions, and we're still waiting to get final reports on all of this to see if he's available for next week's game against the Titans in Nashville, but how concerned are you about any injury to Matthew Stafford?
Well, it's a weekly thing, right? So when people get injured in the NFL, now this is a little different because it's Matthew Stafford. But the one thing, Matthew wanted to be back in that ball game. I was watching the game, and of course he went in the locker room, he came out, he tried to throw, and he makes a good decision. I think it's an unselfish decision. If he feels like he can't get rid of the ball or be as effective as a quarterback by playing hurt, then you give Chase Daniels the start. But here's the one thing, you can question Matthew Stafford for certain things, but nobody will ever question his toughness. And you can see that when they were showing Matthew on the TV, his teammates coming up to him because they know that if he can do it, he's going to do it. And that's been proven time and again over his 12-year career.
And just give you a little hint of his value, which I think we all know anyway, with backup quarterbacks are 5-23 since Matthew Stafford came to the Detroit Lions in 2009. All right, let's get to the plays. We're going to start. The Lions get off to a good start, as they often do. They go 75 yards to a touchdown, a 1-yard shovel pass to tight end T.J. Hawkinson. Looked like a clever play to me, Chris Spielman. Break it down. Tell us what you see.
It's a great play design. Bend the motions out. Adrian's going to try to clear out the linebackers by releasing on a route. Watch number 73, Jonah Jackson, get a pull. And remember how I always talked about that you don't need a devastating block to have a good block? Well, that's just enough. And Darius Smith's eyes are on Matthew, and TJ is a strong runner when he gets that opportunity. When he gets into the goal line, he will not be denied. Now, stop it right there a second. Now, there's something that it's a little thing, and this is a scouting report thing. But you see how Jonah Jackson is sitting back? And that's a rookie, right? So you see how look at the line and look where Jonah's rear end is compared to everybody else's rear end. So in the future, that's something you might want to be looking at if you want to run this play again, or you can even do a false tell, but that's a tell. He's pulling by him sitting back like that and his weight's back in his stance. And these guys, the Packer guys can see it. They didn't see it quick enough, but it's effective. And the reason why is so he does not get stepped on by the center, or he doesn't step on Matthew Stafford on his pull. He has a clean release. Those are the little details, I think, Mike, that are important to the execution of the play.
Anyway, that makes it 7-0. We're going to move on now. And the Green Bay Packers come back as they often do. The next series, they go 3 plays with a touchdown pass to Devontae Adams. Then they take a 14-7 lead on a touchdown pass to Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Break it down. Tell us what you see on this play.
Well, I think he's working on Aruwarye out there at the top of the screen, and the coverage is actually really good. And Kurt Warner, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback, made the point that a great throw beats great coverage every single time. This is actually really good coverage. He takes away, he's in his hip pocket, he turns at the right time, but the ball is perfectly placed. And there's not a lot he can do about that. I mean, you say rip it out and all that. You'd like to see that. But if I were grading it, I said, look, man, that guy just won that one, but you're going to have other opportunities. And not many guys in the world can make that throw, Mike. And it seems easy, but it's not. And I love how Scantling, watch this now. This is a great point. Watch how he keeps the ball away. Right there, see how he's getting that ball away so that ball can't get knocked out? And that's coaching, and that's teaching, and that's experience. And a lot of great receivers do that. And it's just fun for us to be able to show and stop it, to show how people do that. So it's a great play. You know, they got to play. Good for them.
All right, we roll out to the third quarter, and it's 14-14. The Lions are in the game, but all of a sudden they're not in it. And it starts with this 14-play, 75-yard drive to a touchdown, 6-yard run around left end. Our nemesis of the week, Aaron Rodgers. Break it down. Tell us what you see.
Well, I think we're going to get some type of man coverage here. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a man matchup zone man. But once it goes into zone, they turn it into man, whatever the concept is. Aaron Rodgers sees nobody, so what he's been doing, even at 37 years old, he's so effective at this. He takes a throwing lane and turns it into a running lane. They have the numbers. You're outnumbered up front on the offensive line. The side that he scrambles, there's a double team on. Is that Pennicini down there? He's getting double teamed, which creates that natural throwing lane. But also, Aaron is so good; it reads the defense and knows that he takes off and goes, that he's got a pretty good opportunity. And just his speed and his agility and all that stuff at 37 years old. Each and every week, this dude continues to amaze me of how good he is.
They finish it out. There's an exchange of field goals in the fourth quarter that counts for the final score, a 31-24. Chris Spielman, doesn't get any easier for the Detroit Lions in the immediate future. Next Sunday, they play the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. Then they come back the day after Christmas to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, both teams competing for a playoff berth. If you're the Detroit Lions, how do you go into these remaining games on the schedule?
I think you just go into the way you've gone into the last two games. And one thing, you can question the wins and losses. That's the nature of the business. We all get that. But the one thing that I being a former Lion and knowing the fan base, I think if you're think critically about this, the one thing we're not seeing are these guys quitting. I saw guys celebrating yesterday. I saw guys, this is just the second half, happy, having fun, and playing for each other. And that's a positive sign moving into the future.
Well, tough as it is, we'll see if they do it again next week in Nashville against the Tennessee Titans. Kickoff 1 o'clock, and we'll be back here Monday again for 3 and Out.